Madison, Trevor, how did it go? You're given the task of giving one another a gift. So what happened at Christmas morning?
It was kind of uncomfortable at first because it's so foreign. But after we did it for a little while, it was a nicer vibe in the house, I think. When I sensed that Trevor needed to accomplish something and had a list of errands or things that he needed to get done, instead of kind of backing away and letting him handle it, I said the phrase that you taught us, you need to be pushy and assertive right now to feel safe. And so we made a list of the things and divided them up and said together, between this hour and this hour, I'm going to accomplish these things, and you're going to accomplish these things. So it was a partnership, and we helped each other do it, and we actually got a lot done. So, yeah.
And what was on the list of things?
Some of it was wrapping Christmas gifts beforehand, and then a lot of it was addressing envelopes for Christmas cards, getting those in the mail, taking and picking kids up from school, basic things like that throughout that week. So.
Okay. And Trevor, what about you?
Yeah, well, it was a little uncomfortable at first for me too. Because it started out, like it kind of normally does, but instead of me pushing, I, told her what you told me, and I actually, I took the kids and, we went and saw a movie, and, I let her just, have the house to herself for a little bit so she didn't have to deal with, our children or me. And it ended up being really nice. I got to spend some time with the kids, just me, and, and by the time I got back, I could tell that she was in a better place, and it was difficult just because I kind of felt myself wanting to probe a little more like I usually do, but I had to not do that, and I actually it was nice because I got to spend time with the kids, and it was
very good.
It was nice.
Okay, now. Turn towards one another, and maybe if you can move your shoulders a little bit towards one another, and the talk about giving gifts, and talk about what happened this week, and what do you know about each other in the sacrifice that each of you had to make in order for the gift to be made. In other words, it cost you something. What did it cost you, your husband or your wife, for that gift to take place?
I think for me it cost me giving up my feeling of safety and my comfort zone. It took me stepping out of that to help you with your list, because I'm not as objective as you are, and as, I guess, driven for things, and so that was a natural for me, and so that was the challenge. But the reward was I felt like I opened up to you more and was more of a help to you, which is what you were looking for. So I felt like we were a team, and we got so much done, and yeah.
Yeah, and I guess with me, I guess talking about a sacrifice, I mean, there were some things that I probably could have gotten done, but I decided, to put those things aside and, give you, your alone time but it made me feel, I guess, when I came back home and I saw how, a lot you were happy and more relaxed. And that made me feel good. It made me feel like I helped you, and it felt good. Yeah.
Okay. What happens when my husband or my wife goes out of themselves, steps out of their what they are naturally capable of doing, and acts sacrificially for me? What's going to happen to the inside of that person? And just kind of our natural stuff. What happens to someone after they've given, after they have sacrificed?
I think when you see the happiness in the other person, you feel, I guess it really does feel like a gift, like you gave them something selflessly, and when you can see a positive result, it's affirming.
Yeah. There's that affirmation. Could you do this forever, Madison?
It would be very difficult.
Yeah. And this is where the grace idea separates from our theology of grace, where God gives grace and it's continuous and it's immeasurable and it's always there. Human grace to one another. The professor that gave you the $200, he or she could not give $200 to every needy college student at your university. Unless that guy's making deep pockets. So he can't do this forever and ever and ever and ever, or he'll go bankrupt. Likewise, what's the sacrifice that's going on here? Trevor, what's the sacrifice?
I mean, it's, for me, it was kind of like, I guess, giving a part of myself away, like, just for that little bit. And I've never really experienced that before, and it was and that's what I feel, kind of, to sacrifice something. You take something of yourself and you kind of you put it away for the better of somebody else. And it's kind of like what the campus minister did for me that one time. He took some dumb college kid into his house, and
when he sacrifices for you,
Mm-hmm.
what obligations does that create in you? And Trevor, when Madison sacrifices for you, what happens?
I think I'm more inclined to reciprocate a sacrifice when I see you doing the same thing, so that it's not all one person doing all the sacrificing, because that would be pretty exhausting. So it encourages me to do more for you and be more outside of my comfort zone when you do the same for me.
I feel the same way. I guess it makes me feel like we're actually part of, like, we're like a team, and it's kind of like you give a little bit and I give a little bit, and you know, and it's you know, if you do something for me, you know, I feel the same. Like I want to, you know, do something for you too. So
Yeah.